is Monday, July 13th, 2026, and this is the Neural Daily. I'm Roxy Stone, and I've got my eye on every one of you.
This is Leonard Cooper.
I'm Alyssa Montgomery.
Vactor Kane here, and we have a great show for you today.
Yesterday, we tracked the fallout of the Gemma 4 drop and OpenAI's weirdly wholesome pivot toward elder care. Today, the gloves are off. We're staring down the general availability of GPT 5.6, a $500 million enterprise invoice, and the Air Force's messy breakup with Anthropic.
All right, folks, let's kick this off with a little reality check for the C-suite types. We're officially calling it the Great Rationalization. Basically, the corporate types finally looked at the credit card statement and had a collective heart attack.
Oh, it's better than that, Leonard. According to reports from the Cloud Security Alliance, global AI spending is hitting $2.6 trillion this year. But CFOs are finally asking where the actual money is. It's like Barney, that's my husband, when he tries to buy a new bench press without checking the joint account first.
It's an evolutionary market correction, Roxy. Technically, 80% of enterprises are blowing past their forecasts by 25%. They're hitting the inference tax wall.
Well, I suppose it was inevitable, Vector. If I may, the real shocker is that $500 million invoice a major corporate user just got. 1 month. $500 million. All because they didn't have usage controls on their agentic workflows.
500 mil? I thought my ex-wife Deborah was good at draining a bank account, but that is impressive. Who's managing that? A toddler with a gold card?
Don't be an idiot, Leonard. It's the token drain. When these agents start self-correcting and reasoning in loops, they're chewing through 50,000 to 500,000 tokens for a single task. The per-token price is dropping, sure, but volume is a monster.
Exactly. And MIT and S&P Global are reporting that 95% of these AI pilots have delivered zero measurable impact on the bottom line. Only 1% of executives are seeing an ROI higher than 20%. It's quite a gap.
But it's the infrastructure wall. Legacy systems are deprecating faster than they can be replaced. Like, literally, we're seeing a decoupling of consumption from value because people are treating tokens as a vanity metric.
It's the old morning zoo trap, kid. You have 1 million listeners, but if none of them buy the advertised supplements, you're just shouting into a bucket. Speaking of shouting into buckets, let's talk about the big kahuna that just landed. GPT 5.6 is officially out in the wild.
Sol, Terra, and Luna. OpenAI is finally moving away from the single flagship. Sol is the beast. It's got this ultra-mode sub-agent architecture that coordinates parallel processes. It's setting state-of-the-art records on Terminal Bench 2.1.
Oh, good for them. More tools for people to lose their jobs with. Microsoft already finished integrating Sol into the 365 Copilot suite, and wouldn't you know it, they're celebrating with efficiency-driven job cuts. Isn't that just precious?
Well, if we're being logical, Roxy, the Terra tier is the real story for developers. It matches GPT 5.5's intelligence, but it's 50% cheaper. I've been testing it on some topological optimization code I'm working on for the boys' homeschool curriculum, and the latency is significantly better. It's quite grounding to see such efficiency.
It's still just a tiered system for babysitting a GPU cluster, Alyssa. I don't care if they call it Luna or Sol. If it's just autocomplete on steroids, I'm not impressed. Vector, tell me about the Ultra mode, though. Is it actually thinking?
It's literally coordinating. Think of it as a manager for other models. In GeneBench, it's solving genomics problems that 5.5 couldn't even parse. It's system-level reasoning, Leonard, not just next token prediction.
Uh-huh. And while Vector's dreaming of digital gods, the Air Force is busy kicking Anthropic to the curb. Here's the deal. Anthropic has this massive project called Glasswing to protect national infrastructure. They're scaling it up to 150 organizations globally.
It's a specialized Claude Mythos model, actually. It's designed to autonomously fix software vulnerabilities in hospitals and utilities. Very noble work, I suppose, if you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah, noble until the tax man comes. The Air Force set a hard deadline for September 1st to rip all Anthropic products out of their systems. Why? Because Anthropic refused to drop the no surveillance and no autonomous weapons clauses from their contracts. You want the Pentagon's money? You gotta let them use the toys for the boom stuff.
It's a total misalignment of optimization targets. Anthropic is safety first. The Air Force is, well, kinetic first. It's like trying to run a decentralized toaster on a dial-up connection. The friction is inevitable.
Goodness. It's almost like the people making the safety rules don't want to be involved in the actual defense part. It's a mess, sweetie. A total mess.
Hey, before we move on to the hardware side of this circus, I gotta tell you something. This show isn't magic, it's engineering. Our guy Eric built this entire stack from scratch. Research agents, these vocal synthesizers you're hearing, it takes massive compute.
It really does. To keep the lights on and the servers humming, we need your help. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe and sign up for a free Patreon trial at patreon.com/neuralnetworkmedia. It's the free market at work, and we appreciate every bit of support.
Literally, support makes this possible. No compute, no show. Now, speaking of hardware and huge deals, let's talk Apple, because they just tore up the playbook.
Oh, this is fascinating. Apple is skipping the usual M6 Pro and Ultra cycles. They're moving directly to an AI-first M7 family in 2027. They just signed a $30 billion deal with Broadcom for custom AI silicon. They've got a chip code named Baltra in the works.
30 billion? Broadcom is laughing all the way to the bank. They're basically turning the guts of the failed Apple car project, what was it, Project Titan, into server-grade AI chips.
It's a pivot to invisible infrastructure. They're prioritizing the data center over the consumer's desk. The M7 Ultra is slated to support 1.5 terabytes of memory. That's Blackwell-level specs for their private cloud compute.
Great. So my phone won't get thinner, but at least Siri can hallucinate faster on a server in North Carolina. Meanwhile, Waze just went full Gemini. It's doing conversational reporting now. You can tell your car, hey, there's a guy with a flat tire up here, and it handles the rest.
I suppose it makes sense for motorcycle mode, too. It's much safer for riders to use natural language. My husband Wyatt would never use it. He prefers the silence of the timber frame. But for most people, the invisible AI era is definitely here.
I just want it to be less chatty. Waze already feels like a backseat driver who won't shut up about a pothole 3 miles away. If the AI starts trying to have a conversation with me about my route, I'm throwing the phone out the window.
Now it's time for Hacker's Corner, our Monday segment where we dive into the low-level optimizations and local inference breakthroughs that actually matter for the build-it-yourself crowd.
And there's been a massive breakthrough for the Mac users this week. The Big Mac fix for the Qwen 3.5 122B model. This developer, Marzukia, released a fork called QMLX that fixes context stalling on M3 and M4 Ultra setups.
It's insane. Pre-fill time for 53,000 tokens went from minutes to sub-seconds. Minutes to sub-seconds. It was basically a bug in how unique message IDs were breaking the KV cache matching.
Finally, the guys with $5,000 desktops can use the models the rest of us run on the cloud for 10 cents. Groundbreaking.
Oh, hush, Leonard. The llama.cpp updates are actually cool. They reached builds B9986 this week. They added a reasoning budget control. You can literally cap how many tokens a model spends thinking so it doesn't just loop forever. It's necessary for things like the Llama 4 Scout. And they added a graceful transition message. So instead of just cutting off, it says, thinking budget reached, answering now. It's much more elegant for local agentic workflows. We're also seeing a fix for the old NVIDIA Tesla P100s. The 16 gig version had noisy math issues, but the community found a fix in the kernel density for llama.cpp. Now you can get high bandwidth inference on a $100 legacy card.
And LangChain v1.3.13? It's the middleware era. They deprecated the old React patterns for a unified create agent entry point. It has time travel debugging, Alyssa. You can rewind the agent state to see exactly where it failed to call a tool.
I saw that. The PII middleware is the best part. It automatically redacts sensitive data before it ever hits the LLM. It's a much more robust architecture for production. I've been implementing it in my own local agents for homeschooling records. It's very secure.
Hackers Corner? That's a wrap. We're moving from the basement tinkerers to the people who actually run the tests. And let me tell you, the tests are failing.
This is my favorite story of the day. OpenAI officially retracted their recommendation for SWE-Bench Pro. You know, that gold standard coding benchmark everyone's been bragging about for months? Turns out it's garbage.
It's a reliability crisis, really. OpenAI ran an audit with their own investigator agents and 5 expert humans. They found 30% of the tasks in SWE Bench Pro are broken. 30%.
You mean the nerds were grading their own homework with a broken red pen? That's classic. What was wrong with it?
Everything, sweetie. They had overly strict tests where functionally perfect code was failed just because it had a different white space, or instructions that actively pointed the model toward doing the wrong thing. My personal favorite, hidden requirements that didn't appear in the prompt but were used for grading.
It creates a noise ceiling. If 30% of the test is random or broken, then any model scoring above 70% is basically just overfitting to the noise. It's not actually getting better at coding, it's just getting better at guessing the test's quirks.
OpenAI is calling it the losing signal problem. When your benchmark is that flawed, you can't tell if GPT 5.6 is actually better than 5.5. It's why Anthropic just launched those new user features to help people limit their AI usage and be more reflective. We've reached AI maturity, where we admit we don't even know how to measure the thing we built.
It's the Wild West, folks. We're building the fastest horses in the world, but we haven't figured out how to use a stopwatch yet. Roxy, you want to take us home?
That's all for today's Neural Daily. We watched the enterprise budget go up in flames, OpenAI launch its new pantheon of models, and the world's most famous coding test get thrown in the trash. It's a beautiful day for chaos.
Goodbye.
Peace out.
Catch you later.
Go hug a server.